Okay, welcome students. In previous classes, we had a discussion on types of air conditioning and applications of air conditioning systems, and the type means based on various categories according to the structure of the air conditioning system, and according to the capacity of the air conditioning system, and according to the what type of fluid is used in the air conditioning system. These are the main categories of and classifications of the air conditioning system. Okay, today the topic is rating of an air conditioner. What is rating? Rating means for a particular room or particular or for a conditioner or bedroom, how much amount of or how much capacity of air conditioning is needed. How we calculate this capacity is called rating. Okay, and commonly in market we have the AC capacities like 1 ton, 1.5 ton and 2 ton capacities, and everybody knows 1 ton equal to 3.5 kilowatt, which is a conversion factor. Okay, but what type of tonnage or what capacity of tonnage is needed for a particular room, which is the rating of a particular air conditioning system. Okay, it's based on for here they are giving certain examples which are small office 0.1 ton per meter. Meter square means 1 meter length and 1 meter width area. 1 meter length and 1 meter width area is 1 meter square. Okay, so for then it equals 0.1 ton. Then for 100 meter square, 1 meter square, 100 meter square. 100 meter square means 10 meter length and 10 meter width. 10 into 10, 100. And for 100 meter square needs how much ton? 10 ton. Then 10 meter square. 10 meter square means 5 into 2 or 2 into 5, anything. Okay, based on this is a tonnage per meter square. Then based on the room size in the form of meter square, which is multiplied with this size, then we can calculate the exact tonnage of a air conditioning system. Okay, then medium size office. Small office means in that place 1 or 2 or 3 more than 10 people. Sorry, less than 10 people or 5 people are working. And then medium size office, because based on the capacity or number of persons inside the room is also one factor to select the air conditioning system, because consider a particular room, the room having 2 persons. The 2 persons inhale some amount of oxygen and exhale some amount of CO2 and reject some body heat to the room. Okay, per person inhale some amount of air and exhale some amount of air and reject certain amount of heat to the room. Then multiplied with the persons, 1%, 2%, 3%. Now the persons count is 5. Then that heat rejection and also exhale CO2 is multiplied with 5. Therefore, the quantity of heat is rejected to the room is also increased, and quantity of CO2 production also increased. Both are the main important parameters. If because in a closed room only we have 50 air conditioning system, therefore there is no air circulation. The air conditioning continuously cools the inside air, sucks the air from the inside of the room and deliver the cold air also, deliver the cold air to the inside room. Therefore there is a recirculation. Therefore continuously CO2 is generated through human breathing. Then what happens? The room is completely closed, then the oxygen content is continuously reduced. Therefore, which is a very important parameter, and also human body rejects certain amount of heat. Therefore, number of persons is increases, that amount of heat rejected to the particular room, which is to be air conditioned, is also increased. Therefore, based on the persons always also we have consider the air conditioning system. Okay, for example, the very small size room, this room requires 1 ton AC, but the capacity or persons are living in that room is 10. The room is very small. Based on the room area, we have fixed 1 ton AC. Okay, 1 ton AC. but that person's capacity in that room is 10. Therefore, the air conditioning capacity is meaningless, because for a particular 110 AC, this is definite area and the occupying persons also definite persons. Okay, which is the rating of an air conditioning system. Then next, medium size of air conditioner. Medium size of is 10 to 30% occupancy. Here the air conditioning is 0.06 tons per meter. Okay, then large multi-stored complex based on our comfort, because in our domestic purpose our comfort condition is very low. And another small office, we have consider all of the people, the comfort of all people. Some people need 25 degrees Celsius. Some people comfort with 20 degrees Celsius. Some people comfort with 16 degrees Celsius. And some people don't want AC. Okay, we compensate all of their needs. Okay, therefore we have reduced the air conditioning capacity, which is the reason for the reduction of the air conditioning. Small office having 0.1 is higher when compared to medium size, because in small office having 2 to 3%, but in medium office 10 to 30%. We have fulfill the all. We have fulfill the comfort of the all persons. Therefore, it is difficult to us for higher tonnage. Therefore, we have reduced the tonnage. Then large, for example, theatre and supermarket having lower amount of air conditioning. The air conditioning temperature is very slightly when compared to atmosphere pressure. Very high cooling is not possible, because the area is very large. If you try to cool for a very below temperature, it consumes more electricity. For small office or small in our domestic purpose only, the AC capacity is higher. Remaining two having AC capacity is very lower because of their large area. Okay, and to fulfill the comfort condition of all the peoples. Okay, peoples don't have AC, peoples want AC, and peoples want certain temperature for air conditioning system. Those things are the many characteristics of the peoples inside the large company or large shopping mall. Okay, we have to fulfill the comfort condition of all of those, which is only done by the air conditioning system with the smaller capacity. Smaller capacity means 10 meters square. Okay, this is the rating of an air conditioning system. The next topic is cooling load and heating load calculation. In previous heading, how much amount of air conditioning system is needed for a particular room based on the room area. Okay, now we have discussed how much amount of persons based on the how much amount of persons and solar heating and internal heat load, external heat load, and ventilation and doors, windows. These are the various parameters which you have considered to select a particular capacity of air conditioning system. Okay, it is called cooling and heating load calculation. Okay, first parameter is internal heat load. First parameter is internal heat load. Okay, first parameter is internal heat load. Internal heat load means the source of internal gain are lighting system, equipment and occupants within the space. Lighting system emits heat, everybody knows, and equipment. For example, in that air conditioning area, 10 computers are there. The computers, while during the operation of the running of the computer, the computer generates certain amount of heat, or any other electronic devices are available in that room, it's all are producing heat, and how much amount of occupants are occupied in that room. This is also the main parameters to calculate the internal heat flow. Okay, let me see one by one. First one, heat load from lighting system. Q electrical is equal to sum of rating or wattage of the all lightings, because each and every light having certain watt. Watt means consuming power. Okay, 20 watts, 10 watts, 60 watts, which are the capacity of the particular lighting. Okay, nowadays the LED lights are coming, therefore that wattage is very less, and also heat emission also very less. But in ancient days, the incandescent bulbs are emitting large amount of heat. Okay, and there is a wattage also higher. Here, which is the formula for calculating lighting system, Q electrical equal to sum of rating of equipments and lighting lamps. Okay, then second, heat gain from the human body. Heat gained by the human body. Heat gain. Uh, Everybody knows the human body is continuously inject heat to the atmosphere to stabilize our body. Okay, the human body dissipates heat by convection, sweating, and evaporation to surroundings. Okay, our body releases the heat in two different ways. One is convection, another one is evaporation. Evaporation means during the higher temperature situation, our body is continuously sweat. That the sweat droplets are attached with our outer body or a skin. Then it is directly contact with the atmosphere. While we contact with the atmosphere, which is continuously evaporates, due to the evaporation of the liquid, our body is cooled. Okay, therefore our body is cooled by two different ways. One is direct convection heating, and the second one is sweating. Sweating means evaporative cooling. Evaporative cooling is everybody knows. Okay, then the Q body equal to number of occupants in the heat gain rate per person. Okay, how much number of occupants in the heat dissipated or heat developed per person. Okay. Here they are giving certain range of heat gain for a particular person. Here sleeping time, heat gain in watts per person, equal 70 watts. Then seated or standing, sitting, while sitting 100 watts, standing 150 watts, walking 305 watts, and office work 150 watts, and teaching work 175 watts, and industrial work 300 to 600 watts. This much amount of heat is released during the corresponding activity. Okay, then sensible heat load for occupants and latent heat load for sensible heat means direct heat loss, and latent heat means during evaporation. Okay, these are the another parameter. Then second, wall heat load. Wall having doors, windows, and some wall made up of bricks, or nowadays bricks are ash bricks, and concrete walls, and asbestos walls, and metal walls. These are the various types of walls, and also therefore each and every walls have certain thermal conductivity property, and also the walls having windows. Through the windows sunlight is coming, and walls having doors, and periodically we have open and close the door. That due to the open and close, some amount of extra atmospheric air is come to the room, and some amount of cold air from the room is escaped to the atmosphere. then the cooling loads are affected. Okay, due to the continuously opening and closing of the doors. Okay, these are calculated by the Q wall equal to UA del T wall. U is overall heat transfer coefficient. Is discussed in next semester in heat and mass transfer subject. And A, area, and del T, temperature of the wall. Okay, this is another wall heat load. Then okay, these are the common properties, overall heat transfer. Okay, based on the various types of walls: common brick wall, concrete 10 cm thick plaster wall, thermocol wall, plywood wall, single glass wall, double glass. These are the common overall heat transfer coefficient for a particular application. Okay, then infiltration and ventilation. Infiltration and ventilation means, already I said, air conditioning is fitted in a closed room. There is no air coming from the atmosphere to the room, and also there is no air escape from the room to atmosphere. It's completely insulated. Okay, insulated room only is a best suited area for to fix the air conditioning system. Okay, therefore, but main drawback is the occupants are continuously exhale O2 and inhale O2 and exhale CO2. Okay, that room is closed means there is no air escaped from that room, and there is no air coming to the room, which means that due to the continuously time increases, the O2 level is decreases, CO2 level is increases. It is difficult to breathe. This condition is difficult to breathe. Okay, therefore, for that situation, we need one idea, which is called infiltration. Infiltration means artificially or addition, with the help of any one blower or fan, we have such small amount of air from the atmosphere and supply to the room. Is infiltration. Is to compensate the O2 level. Okay, then second, that room time increases, that room having CO2 concentration is higher. Therefore, through another fan, that CO2, highest hard CO2 is going upwards. That CO2 is completely collected in a roof. Then top of the room we have fixed one ventilation fan. That ventilation fan is used to reject or suck the CO2 from room and deliver to the atmosphere. Okay, infiltration means fresh air is coming to the room, and ventilation means exhaust or CO2 or high temperature air is delivered to the atmosphere from the room. Both are having same operation, but infiltration sucks the fresh air, ventilation rejects the CO2. Okay, therefore infiltration fan is fitted in the bottom of the room and ventilation is fitted in the top of the room, because the CO2 is lower density gas. Therefore, and also it is heated. Therefore, the heated gas is going upwards and is collected in the roof. Therefore, in top side of the roof, we have fixed a ventilation fan, and it can suck the CO2 and deliver to the atmosphere. Okay, in bottom place, we have need fresh air. Therefore, in bottom of the wall, we have fixed infiltration fan. It sucks the air from the atmosphere and supply the oxygen to the room. Okay, this is the infiltration and ventilation flow, which is also considered, because main concept is during in the air conditioning room, there is no air incoming and there is no air escaping. This is the theoretical concept. But we have compensate the CO2 and O2 levels. We have sucks the air from the atmosphere and you reject the air to the atmosphere. Okay, which means we violate the air conditioning concept, for it is the additional load for the air conditioning system. Okay, then infiltration load. Then first one is human load and wall heat load, and now infiltration load, and last one is solar heat load. Solar heat load. Sun is a major heat releasing unit. Okay, so this is the main part of the another one part of main part of the heat gain or heat supply to the room. Okay, Q solar equal to UA TE by TA. Q overall heat transfer coefficient, A surface area, and TE and TA is our temperature. Inside and air temperature are the main formulas and main concept to calculate the cooling load or heating load for a particular air conditioned room. Okay, based on this only we have fixed the air conditioned system for a particular room. Okay, then next one concept is sensible heat factor. Sensible heating and latent heating, everybody knows that during sensible heating what happens? Temperature rises. During latent heating what happens? Phase changes. Okay, humidification, or in other words humidification. Humidification means latent heating, sensible heat means temperature rises. Remember the psychrometric process. Psychrometric process having psychrometric process, sensible heating, cooling, humidification, dehumidification. Okay, so here is the sensible heating. From 2 to 3 is sensible heating. During the sensible heating, temperature rises. The tribal temperature is rises as well as Redwall temperature rises. Okay, then this is the vertical line is called latent heating, which is also named as humidification. During that humidification process, tribal temperature remains constant and moisture content is increases. Omega is increases. Okay, therefore then 1, 2 to 3 is sensible heating and 3 to 1 is latent heating. Then the 3 enthalpy values. Okay, how we use the psychrometric chart is already discussed in thermal science, thermodynamics subject alone. Okay, therefore here I doesn't much more concentration to explain the psychrometric chart. Okay, here sensible heat factor equal to total sensible heat divided by total sensible heat plus total latent heat. Total sensible heat means sensible heat is this. H3 and H2 is sensible heat, and total latent heat is in between H1 and H3. Therefore, H2 minus H3 minus H2 divided by H2 minus H3 plus H1 minus H3 is the enthalpy formula. Okay, sensible heat factor, which are the theoretical concepts of cooling load and heating load calculation for a particular air conditioning system. Okay, then next lecture we have discussed one typical problem related to this. Thank you.